The Bear, when I first started watching, was a show full of charming and interesting characters stuck in this chaotic lifestyle, but as the show has continued to go on, some things have grown stale. This is honestly one of the most stressful shows that I've ever seen in my life. Like, I used to be stressed out working at McDonald's, so I couldn't imagine working at a restaurant like that. And we are talking spoilers, so if you have not seen this season yet, come back later. The Bear is one of those shows that I've always heard great things about, but I never took the time to watch. So a few months ago when they announced that the show was coming back for season 4, I took the time and I watched all 3 seasons in the span of like 4 days. It's pretty rare, but all of the characters on here I thought were fascinating. I don't think it's a single character that I can say I straight up dislike. The stress that viewers feel when watching this show, like, I completely understand why this show won all these awards. I completely understand why this show had so much hype and why people were telling me to watch this show for years. I take a lot of pride in the fact that I'm able to form my own thoughts. Like, I usually hate going along with the popular opinion, but I feel like I tend to agree with the general audience and their thoughts on this show. Season 1 had me glued to my screen. Season 1 was incredible. Season 2 was amazing and might be my favorite in the series. I always go back and forth between season 1 and season 2. Fishes is one of the greatest things I've ever seen on television. And then season 3 wasn't bad. It was okay, but an okay season of The Bear for most other shows might be their best. So I was really excited to watch season 4, and maybe I'm stupid, but I went into this thinking that this was the final season. I could have swore I read this was the final season, but apparently it's not. And that really annoys me. So season 4 I feel like was better than season 3, but the good and bad traits about this show in general kind of stayed the same. The reason that we watch and love The Bear is the characters and the acting. The writing when it comes to character building is my personal favorite part about this show, but when it comes to the storytelling, we'll talk about that in a second. But I absolutely love these characters, even with their faults. Carmen is such a great character, and the acting from Jeremy Allen White continues to be excellent, and I want to see him in more projects. Like, I look forward to seeing him in his Bruce Springsteen movie, and according to reports, is already gaining hype for the Oscars. I don't even care about Bruce Springsteen, but I'm gonna go see this movie. So the character of Carmen is great, but he is such a terrible person. I'm gonna cook him later in this video. But how can you not love this cast when you have characters like Sydney, who was one of my favorites? I hated T in season 1, but her character really grew on me. Marcus seems like such a great guy who's going through a lot, and shout out to Odd Future. If you know, you know. Ibrahim, Uncle Jimmy, the Fact Brothers, and my dog Richie. I hated Richie's character so much early on in the show, but after season 2 episode of Forks, his character really changed his life around. And that's the great thing about this show. Carmen and Sydney are quote-unquote the main characters, and this show has so many people in it, and almost every single person gets some sort of character development. Like, I really found myself rooting for T as she was on her journey to make this dish in under 3 minutes. Ibrahim was thinking about expanding his business. Marcus continuing to grow in his craft and fighting if he wants to build a relationship with his father or not. Richie having this complicated relationship with his former wife, her new husband, his daughter, and then Sydney, who's fighting if she wants to stay at the Bear, if she wants to leave and start a new journey at this new restaurant, and her father had a heart attack. It is a lot going on in this show, which is good and bad, but I love that they gave these characters so much depth. I do have my issues with this season, but I want to highlight some of my favorite moments in episodes. Episode 3, Scallop, is probably my favorite episode this season. I love that from start to finish. Like, it feels good to see a rare moment where things are going well for this group of characters. And I know I'm light-skinned, but I'm not Mr. Sensitive. I don't really get emotional when I'm watching TV shows and movies and stuff like that. But at the end of that episode, or in the middle of that episode, when they made the snow for the girl that beat cancer, I ain't gonna lie, it almost got me a little bit. And then we got that intense moment between Carmi and Claire. Great episode. And then episode 4, where Sydney is getting her hair done, was the most random thing ever. But as a black man, I loved it. Like, I thought the mom that was doing the hair, I thought her character was hilarious. The parallel between Sydney with her situation and the little girl with her friends and the sleepover, I thought that was great. I mean, Sydney, in my opinion, she was the MVP of this season. And then at the end of episode 5, Sydney's dad has a heart attack, and that really hit me. And the scene between Claire and Sydney in the hospital of episode 6, where Sydney is just crying and pouring her heart out. Again, I ain't Mr. Emotional, I ain't gonna lie. That almost got me. My dad died about 10, 11 years ago, And that scene, it just reminded me of everything with our relationship and everything that I was questioning myself about during that time, things that I wish I could have done differently, things I feel like I could have done better at. It just reminded me of that, and that really hit me, you know, if I could be emotional with y'all for a second. But Sydney killed this season. And when it comes to the wedding episode, I also thought that was pretty good. I see people on the internet trying to compare that to Fishes because they're both an hour long. Stop the comparisons. It's nothing to compare. But Brie Larson and my dog Josh Hartnett, I thought they both killed their parts. The legend Jamie Lee Curtis, incredible as always. Her character has a lot going on. But that's the thing about this season. It's a lot to like, and I think that it's good, but it's not great. It's not as great as some of the other stuff that we've seen earlier in the show. So for the most part, I did enjoy this season. There were some things that I didn't like. There were some moments in this season that pretty much confirmed some of the thoughts that I had. Like, Carmen is a fucking terrible person. Let me cook him real quick. I feel like a lot of the problems in a restaurant are because of Carmen, and he definitely has his issues, which at least he admits in this season, and it seems like he genuinely wants to improve himself, because that's one thing about this show that really annoys me. Every other episode, Carmen is crashing out about something. He apologizes. He talks in his real soft voice. I'm sorry. I'm going to change. I'm going to be better. And then the very next episode, he's right back crashing out. Like, Sydney isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but she deserves so much better. So I like the character of Carmi, but I can admit he is a terrible person, but I will give him a little bit of bail. I fully understand him sometimes when he's crashing out because people are stupid. Like, I love Marcus, but in season 1, that classic scene of Marcus trying to give him a donut pissed me off so much. But a big part of this season is Carmi accepting his flaws and realizing that he unintentionally feels like he needs chaos in his life, which is why his relationship with Claire is so messed up. I do like the relationship between Carmen and Claire. I don't know if that's a hot take, but at least on camera, they don't really talk about anything. Like, this show has some moments of dialogue that's some of the best that I've seen in years, and other moments it's straight up bad. Like, I saw this tweet the other day and it's been killing me because it is 100% accurate. A lot of times on this show, the conversations between characters, they do this thing where they talk to each other, the conversations are dragged out, it's a lot of long pauses, and their responses are really short. Also, some of the editing in this season was really weird to me, and I know it's kind of the style that The Bear goes with, that they cut away at random times, but some of the stuff here just felt really jarring. Like, at episode 9, when Marcus was working on his food, his friend that was helping him sell his mom's house, his friend came in and said, "Marcus, I need you to sign this. Wash your hands." And then it just cut away. And then they went back to them like 5 minutes later. Another issue that I have for this season is that the story is all over the place. And that's kind of an issue that I've always had with The Bear in general. Like, it's a great watch, it's entertaining, but a lot of the stuff that's happening, it feels like it's not really important to the overall story. Like, it's a lot of character development and a lot of random time jumps. One of my favorite episodes was when Marcus went overseas and he was working with Will Poulter to get better on his craft. It was a beautiful episode, but did we need 30 minutes of that? So the big thing this season is the clock. When the clock hits 0, if their numbers aren't better, they're gonna shut down The Bear, they're gonna sell the building. Throughout this season, we get a lot of random moments, more character building, and a lot of time jumping through most of the clock, which isn't a huge issue because I love and I care about these characters so much. But a lot of times when I'm watching this show, I'm just like, do we really need to see this? Like, how is this pushing the overall story forward? In the season 3 episode Napkins, we get more background on T and her journey and how she got involved with the restaurant. But did we really need to see that? It wasn't a bad episode by any stretch. It was a good episode. But okay. The most interesting plot point throughout this season came on the very last episode when we learned that Carmi is in fact leaving The Bear. And then that's when it started to hit me. I was like, wait a minute. We're getting another season? So from the research that I did and from what I read, it seems like they filmed seasons 3 and 4 back to back. And it also doesn't help that during that time frame, these actors have come really popular. Their lead actor has a Bruce Springsteen movie coming out, and one of their other lead characters, I don't know if you know this or not, he's joined the Fantastic Four in the MCU. If my memory is correct, they haven't officially greenlit a season 5 because they don't know when exactly that would happen because everybody's schedule, I'm sure, is so busy. But this season, it left so many questions up in the air, like, Ibrahim, what is going on with his business? Can he trust his business partner that he's working with? Uncle Jimmy, if my memory is correct, correct, he's trying to sell his house and move. I don't remember if he's trying to move out the state or not, but this entire season, the buildup was for this clock to hit 0, and the clock finally hit 0, and what do we get? Nothing, because we gotta wait for another season to come, if it ever comes. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this season? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were some of your favorite moments? What were some of your favorite episodes? And are you like me? Are you kind of upset that we have to watch and wait for another season? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. As always, remember to tell somebody that you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.